Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate it. 251, we'll get to you in just a second. Hang tight. These are the first 4 games that Alabama has this season. Go see if I can go full screen on this. You have Western Kentucky, right? That's August 31st. Think about it. There's a game this month. There's a game this month, okay? Then you have South Florida. Everybody remembers going to Tampa last year. That game sucked. It was rain. It was pouring. The game got delayed. Coach Saban looked like he was 200 years old. And then you go to Wisconsin, Camp Randall, and then you have Georgia on the back end of September. So when you start to look to early point spreads for these games, and these might be updated. I don't know, Jarvis, you could double check on them. But what I found today is you have the first game of the season, Alabama versus Western Kentucky on August 31. Alabama is favored by 31.5. I like that. I mean, Jeremy Bernard recently said that this team is going to score over 40 points a game. I will 100% take that. And I think that Alabama comes out. And look, my advice, and look, I take this what it is. I feel that Coach Kalen DeBoer, as nice as he is, and as well as he's taken over, and the press conferences are great, he needs to literally, I would go all gas in these first 3 games. Like, don't he'll play the starters throughout, just like Coach Saban is, because they need to have four-quarter experience. But, like, go heavy. Like, lay it on thick, because that provides kind of the early season momentum for everybody. People need to know, right? Like, everybody needs to be put in their place right from the jump under Coach Kalen DeBoer. So, like, come out. Look, you're going to beat them 62-0. Do it. Like, don't hold back. Like, go heavy in week 1. Same thing with South Florida. Look, their coach, who's done a really good job with South Florida, he has a little bit of confidence, and they said that Alabama has to play South Florida. No. Like, take it to him. Show him. You have to put people in their place. You have to put teams in their place. Are you agreeing with me? Do you think that Alabama, like, has to come out and set the tone? Like, 100, don't be nice. Like, as nice as you are out, like, in the press conference, like, we want you to be tenacious on the field. And I'm curious to see if that does translate. I think it will. I mean, shoot, the guy has won, and he has a completely different, approach than Coach Saban, but lay it on thick. Let people know. That's what they want. And then you got a game against Wisconsin, right? Look, we all know that game's going to be challenging, right? Camp Randall, they're going to be excited. That's like the biggest thing that's ever happened to Wisconsin in like 100 years or whatever. Go up there and take care of business. It's going to be a challenging environment. Camp Randall will be tough. Their quarterback, Tyler Van Dyke, he's an experienced quarterback. That'll be a really good first challenge for that secondary. So go up to that game. They're currently favored by 9.5. I would imagine that Alabama, is able to win by 2 touchdowns. Whatever the case is, like, go heavy in these first 3 games and take all of the momentum into this Georgia game. And on another show, I think we'll talk implications of that Georgia game should Alabama be 3-0, which they will be. I love where Georgia is on this schedule. Win or lose, Alabama is in prime position. And what I hope is that if Alabama doesn't beat Georgia, that fans don't throw Kalen DeBoer under the bus and he can't do it. Like, I feel that Alabama is going to beat Georgia, okay? I really do. My point is, and I've said this a bunch of times, I like where this game is because it gives Alabama a chance to either ride that momentum from beating the number 1 team in the country and beating Kirby Smart here at your home turf, or it gives you an opportunity to be like, look, gut check. We got punched in the mouth. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Right? Look at the rest of the season. And that's what happened to Alabama last year. I mean, look, that team needed to be punched in the mouth, and they were. And Coach Saban was able to, steer them through the rat poison, right? And the reverse rat poison, that they weren't good and this and that. And he was able to take that team as far as they could go. Love the first half of that schedule. Let's go to the phone lines right now, 251. Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle, it's Matt from Mobile. How you doing?
Matt, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. I hope you're off to a great Friday, and thank you very much for joining us on the show, man. Come with it, Matt.
This is just my honest feeling. I think that, and I think a lot of Alabama fans are afraid to say this, but I can't think of a game on the schedule that Alabama's going to lose. I think Alabama's going to go. They're going to go all the way, and they're going to win the whole thing this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're going to make history. I think that we've been given something that Alabama fans have been desiring for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we all love Nick Saban. He's the most winningest coach in college football. And I know we're kind of, quote unquote, not allowed to say anything negative about Nick Saban because the wins speak for themselves.
Sure.
But if you were to give Nick Saban Washington's players from last year, do you think he would have done as good as Kalen DeBoer?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I hadn't really thought about that.
I would be willing to question. I'd be willing to question whether Nick Saban is a better on the field coach than Kalen DeBoer. Nick Saban, we can only judge Nick Saban by having the best players every single year.
Mm.
Nick Saban had by far the best recruiting classes and the best players every single year. So we don't really know how good of an on-the-field coach Nick Saban truly is because he always had the best teams. Even last year, I think there were so many mistakes made with our offense and our defense last year that if we had a different coaching staff in there, things would have been completely different. Kane Womack has been given the pieces. We can say, all these defensive players left. No, we've got elite defensive players in there, and Kane Womack can take those players, and we can have a top 5 defense, and we can have a top, I think, 1 or 2 offense. And I don't think anybody's going to be able to stop us this year. I think that's what most Alabama fans really think. We just can't say it yet because we haven't seen any games yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I think deep down, all Alabama fans are extremely excited, and we're about to see the most prolific offense that we've ever seen, even better than the Steve Sarkisian offense from 2020 with Mac Jones. We're going to be even better than that. I mean, you're going to see Kendrick Law taking. Why can't you hand the ball off to Kendrick Law in the backfield? I mean, Kendrick Law can do everything. He could take a handoff. I bet you Kendrick Law would be a better running back than Justice Haynes. Kendrick Law. Take Kendrick Law and Justice Haynes and hand the ball off to him each 10 times. Tell me who would get more yards. I'm telling you right now, Kendrick Law is elite as a running back, as a receiver, as a blocker. And we didn't even use him last year. We did an end around to him a few times, and that was it.
Yeah, there was that one time where he had the touchdown on a jet sweep, but other than that, like, it was pretty silent. Like, you didn't go to him. It was just kind of, he was certainly underutilized. Let me ask you this, Matt. Going back to that schedule, on the back end of the schedule, what are your thoughts about Kalen DeBoer going to Tennessee, going to LSU, going to Oklahoma, hosting Auburn? Because I see the back end as a challenge, but you're super confident, as Alabama fans should be, considering the talent of this team. What's kind of your thoughts of that back end schedule with some tough road games?
I think it'll be a struggle, just being that it's an away game and finding the energy, that we would have at home. But I think we're just going to be too good. Our defense is going to shut them down, and our offense is going to just continue to score. I just don't. I don't see anybody touching Alabama this year.
Yeah.
Not even Georgia. We're gonna shock all of college football.
And that's why
that team.
Yeah, and that's why I was saying, like, these first 3 games, like, Coach Kalen DeBoer, like, go out, man, and like bury Western Kentucky. Just do it. Like go heavy on South Florida. Do it. And like, don't be nice. Like you've been nice enough. You had the ice cream truck out. we love that. We love that we can hear from the assistant coaches, but like come game day, like just, like send Western Kentucky to 1AA. It's like we want.
Look, we're all trying. Yeah, we're trying to say Kalen DeBoer's this nice guy. I'm sorry, you can't win. You can't win as many games as he's won and be a nice guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too.
Okay, look,
yeah,
he might be a nice guy to your face. He might be a nice guy to your face.
Yeah.
But underneath, he wants to win.
Hell yeah.
He wants to take no prisoners.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Kalen DeBoer is not a nice guy. He's a nice guy to your face, but he wants to win and take no prisoners. There's no way you can be a college football coach and win as many games as he has without being tough and relentless. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Hey, Matt, well, thank you so much for the call, man. I appreciate it. Please call again next time, man. Matt from Mobile, man. Appreciate it, man.
All right, brother.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
All right. That's Matt from Mobile. One of the things that I wanted to highlight was I built out these depth charts. And yesterday when I was talking about the running back room, and I cook up all these graphics myself, so if there's an error, just let me know and I'll go back and fix it. But I didn't have Richard Young in there. That was my bad. Made a mistake. I'm sorry. I'm accountable for the graphics. Here's an updated look at that running back room. And, just a couple days ago, Coach Kalen DeBoer highlighted Richard Young, and he said that he has some explosive ability about him. I took the fan question earlier talking about Richard Young and Daniel Hill, but just let's pause for a minute and just look at that running back room overall. Now, Justice Haynes, like, he's got such an ability, and I was disappointed that he didn't get more repetitions last year, and I get it. You had Jace and you had Roydell, but I just think that he has another gear about him. And Jam Miller, let me ask you this. On a scale of 1 to 10, how talented do you think this running back room is, with 10 being the highest? I'm going to say it's an 11, all right? Because I think that, overall, from top to bottom, and, I haven't really heard too much about Kevin Riley, maybe in time, but, you look at these first four guys, man, and Daniel Hill will get there. I don't know if they'll keep him at 241 pounds. Let me ask you this, too. Daniel Hill at 240 pounds, throughout the course of Alabama running back history, has there been who's been more than 240 pounds in that backfield? What did Eddie Lacy play at? Right? I'm looking that up real quick. Eddie Lacy. Because, 241 pounds, man, that is a big dude to be moving out that. This says Eddie Lacy was, for the Packers, he was 250 pounds. I don't know. Is he the biggest running back that Alabama's had? Jarvis, let me know, man. Yeah, and you're right, man. Time to unleash Milroe, 100%. That's the running back room. And I hit on the entire depth chart yesterday. We talked about the quarterback room, talked about the running back room. You got the wide receivers, and as I mentioned, the wide receivers ultra talented. And remember, tomorrow Alabama has its first scrimmage of the fall camp season, looking to see how these wide receivers are utilized. Of course, Ryan Williams, the headlines and spotlight has been on him. What will he do in crunch time? You saw this incredible clip of him. We showed this the other day. It's the Bigfoot clip, right, of Ryan Williams going against Xavier Brown inside the end zone. I'm sure you guys watched this a couple times, but I play it one more time just because it's fun to watch. Dylan Lonergan throws it. Ryan Williams going against Xavier Brown. Now, Xavier Brown, of course, he has the cast on, but still, it was I think he would have caught that against any DB, right? You look to the tight end depth chart. We talked about C.J. Dupree today. Talked about Robbie Oud. Somebody asked about Danny Lewis, Josh Cuevas. I mentioned him. You look to offensive line. You see the resurgence of Caden Proctor at that left tackle position. Welcome Formby at the right tackle position. We talked about the transfers. Kind of wrapping up this week in total. We've been moving and shaking. Whether we're talking transfers, the new guys in, weight gains. That was a big topic this week. And then the coaches poll. As you know, Alabama number 5 in the coaches poll behind Georgia at the number 1 spot. Ohio State. You see who Bama plays this season, taking on number 1 Georgia, taking on Missouri, taking on number 12 LSU, taking on number 15 Tennessee, number 16 Oklahoma. Matt from Mobile called and he said that Alabama's going to run the table. Let me know if you agree inside the comment box. This is a defensive tackle depth chart. You got Tim Keenan, Tim Smith, Jaheim Otis. I'm curious about Jaheim Otis this year. You know, even right now, like I want to see what he can do. A couple years ago, man, the guy was on fire. Then he was kind of slowed down with the injury. A lot of people really excited about James Smith, and rightfully so. You look at that bandit position: Jamarian Lathan, LT Overton, Keon Keeley, Jordan Renard. The Wolf position. Look at those guys, man. This position right here, the Wolf. Wow, man, just absolutely loaded from top to bottom. The secondary, I need to add more guys in the secondary in terms of like the corners. But right now you probably have Jalen Mbakwe, considering that he doesn't have a cast on his hand. Him repping with Damani Jackson at that one spot. But again, we'll learn tomorrow during Saturday's scrimmage how these guys do. And again, just like Jaheim Otis, I want to see how Deshaun Jones does in his first year at Alabama, transferring in from Wake Forest. Here's a look at the inside linebackers: Deontay Lawson, John Campbell, and Justin Jefferson. I put this on Facebook, and I said, Alabama has 3 first-team guys, and someone said, no, they don't. There can only be 2. Kane Womack said that each of these guys could be a first-team guy. I didn't come up with that. Timothy, thank you. Eddie Lacy was 242. Yo, see? Jeez, man. Derrick Henry played at 251? Here at Bama, you played at 251? That is wild. Jeremiah Alexander, of course, and Justin Okoronkwo on the graphic in the safety position. Absolutely loaded. Malachi Moore, Keon Sabb, Devontae Smith. Can't wait to see which guys wrap up. This is a look at the 4-2-5. We've gone over that a couple times. Couple graphics in. Damani Jackson, Deshaun Jones, Keon Keeley, who put in 35 pounds. So that's kind of all entailing what we talked about, Monday through Friday. And, of course, Alabama has a scrimmage on Saturday. So we will keep you posted on news, notes, events as it happens. And stick around. And if you didn't catch the show, I replay it during the fall camp season at 12 p.m. So don't be alarmed if you see the show going on at 12. It's just, another opportunity for people to catch the coverage right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Patriot Life, I appreciate your super chat. Everybody for being inside the comments. Thank you so much for continuing to support me as a content creator. This is what I do for a full-time basis. So just being a subscriber goes a long way. If you want to take it up a notch, become a fan fund for $2.99. Super chats are great as well. And, I just really, really appreciate you guys being here and rocking with me today on Friday, Feel Good Friday, which is August 9th. I'm coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I hope you guys enjoyed this segment. If you did, be sure and hit the thumbs up on this video, and I will catch you as news happens or more video content coming your way right here on Bama Football on YouTube. One more time, from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on